Hey, y'all, did y'all miss us? Because we sure missed you. Look, watch, like, and subscribe to our channel at Sister Sis 1988, as well as follow us on all our social media platforms at Sister Sis 1988. We're coming back and continuing to have a good conversation about weight management and a journey to health with Mr. Olivier Mancondo. So we're going to dive and get right back into it. I'm Jamie.
I'm Latoya.
And I'm Calandra.
Okay, Mr. Olivier. So we're back, and so we want to pick your brain a little bit more as far as this weight loss journey and this plant-based diet journey. So my next question would be transitioning tips. So what advice would you give someone considering a transition to plant-based diet? What would be your advice?
Yeah, so the advice that I will give them is not to do like me, to go cold turkey. This is not a good way to go, because I remember when I did that, the following week, my situation got worse. I had massive detox symptoms. I had massive headaches that I've never had in my entire life for 3 days. I had more cold sore, more abscesses, my joints starting to ache even more. And this is not good, because what's happening is that when you start eating the right food, the body will find a lot of energy. The body will go into your tissues and start digging all the bad stuff that were buried and bring that to the bloodstream. And when the body does that, then you will start having lots of detox symptoms. And for most people, they will say, okay, it's not working. And they will stop. They will say, okay, no, I can't eat fruit, vegetables. It's not working. And as soon as they will stop, they will revert back to their old food. The body will stop that process, and they will say, you see, it's the food, the vegetables are not good for me. While they don't understand that it's the way the body detoxify itself. So what I will do, I will not ask people to go cold turkey. I will ask them to do that very slowly. For example, if you are used to eat animal product 5-7 days a week, maybe what you can do is to start eating for 5 days, you continue to eat the way you eat, and for 2 days, you implement the plant-based nutrition. You just do that very slowly, maybe for 2 to 3 weeks, and then after that, you reduce that to 4 days. So you introduce the change very slowly so that the body gets used to the change, and then you'll be able to be good to go. And like I said as well, for people who still have cravings, they can use the vegan processed food as a transition food. So, for example, instead of you crave chocolate, you can have the vegan chocolate. You crave the ice cream, you can have the vegan ice cream. So you can find all these vegan alternatives, which are still processed food, like I've said, but they are a lot better than the normal processed food.
Okay. So we already touched on it, but I'm going to, no, you know what I'm going to do? Let's do this. How budget friendly is a plant-based diet?
Yeah, so for that, I know that if you would like to eat a plant-based nutrition, yes, you will have to spend a little bit more.
Yeah.
Why? It's because when you look at the meat, the dairy product is being subsidized by the most governments, and that's why it costs less. But if you want to eat plant-based nutrition, yes, you will have to spend a little bit more money. But what people need to understand is that your health should be your #1 priority. And when I look, I will see that a lot of people, they will have the latest iPhone. They will have big screens in their houses. They will be able to buy nice cars. They can find the money for all these things.
Right.
But when it comes for their health, it becomes a problem. They will say it's too expensive. But if you can afford a car which costs, I don't know, $50,000 or something like that, how can you not afford to buy your own food? And because when you look, all these iPhone, the cars and all that, how will you be able to enjoy them if your health is not good? So your health should be your #1 priority. People need to look at where they put their priorities first. So for me, when people say that it's expensive, yes, it's expensive, but if they can afford all these things, I'm sure they can afford paying a little bit more for their health. Because when you look, especially in the United States, from what I've heard, you need to pay for the for medicals and stuff like that, which is completely different here in the UK. In the UK, you get that for free. But if you have to pay for your medical and stuff, it will not be better to pay more for your food, and then you're not going to get sick? Like me, for example, I'm paying more, and for the past 9 years, I've not been sick a single day. People need to see that it's an investment. When you buy, you pay a little bit more for your food, but it's an investment which will give you good health, longevity, and stuff like that. So that's what I can say to people.
Okay.
Also, too, though, if they're coming from eating out, like I was at one point, coming from eating out and then purchasing, actually cooking at home, that's actually a huge difference, though, because literally, when most places you go and you purchase something, you're going to spend at least $20 just even buying something, even fast food. Now, they used to have meals for $5, things like that. Most of them you can't even eat on less than $10 anymore. Literally, a meal at Chick-fil-A, I love Chick-fil-A, but a meal at Chick-fil-A, you're going to spend at least probably about $15, $12 to $15 probably for a full meal.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when you do the calculation, it probably is less expensive, honestly, to go to the store and prepare a plant-based meal, though.
But then it comes
Exactly.
but then the problem is people like convenience.
Yes, of course. Yes,
Yeah,
right.
it's the convenience of it, and I know, but
But I think that's where meal preparation, I would think, come in, which, like I
Right.
said, of course,
Yeah.
as I'm working, like I'm sure probably is even being plant-based. I'm not plant-based, but, on the journey of, being more healthier, like the meal preparation, you already have it ready and pre-planned, but that does take some work and some discipline.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
I do that. I do meal plan, but Kroger's, Albertsons, and HEB, they have prep meals, and I
Yeah,
know
they do.
if I'm have time to really get in the kitchen and cook, then I put them in the freezer and I grab one, and I like tonight I'm gonna get one out the freezer and take it to work, and then it's kind of funny when you're trying to start that journey because people around you are not trying to do it. So you have all these people, they ordering Domino's and what is it? Wingstop and everything. Like, oh, Lord, just keep my peripheral.
It smells so good.
At work,
Yeah, that's yeah. That's why it's very difficult when you don't have a supportive community. It's very difficult to stay on track, and yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
How did you deal with those challenges, though? Because I'm sure you probably had to deal with that as well. What would you do? Just remember your why, or what would you do? How would you handle that?
Yeah, so basically for me, I can say I'm a little bit fortunate because since I've been growing up, when I take a decision, I can stick to it regardless. So for me, because when I decided that I wanted to stop eating animal product, even though, like I said, the first week it was very difficult, but I was able to continue, even though at home here they asked me to stop. But I said, no, I'm going to continue to do that. And for example, I had lots of criticism from my sisters, my mom, my cousins, and all that. They're starting to really, because I lost a lot of weight, and some friends even mentioned that I was HIV positive. Yeah, I had loads and loads of bad comments.
Yeah.
But I said to these people, okay, this is my life. I understand the way I'm feeling. I'm not going to change that. If you do love me, you need to accept me the way I am. And today, the same people who used to make fun of me, they come to ask for advice now.
Yeah,
How good they do.
It's a meme on Facebook, this group that I'm in for this weight loss journey. And this group said, it's funny how your loved ones and friends, as soon as they see you losing all that weight, they got something to say, but they weren't saying nothing when you was walking around overweight with your health problems.
Right.
That was all right. But as soon as you start to get that weight off you and you get, I know what people mean. They say, oh, she too skinny or he too skinny. But it's like, there is a chart of what they believe a person is supposed to weigh. At this height, you're supposed to be this weight. At this height, you're going to be this weight. So I can see why they kind of dig in, but at the same time, like the same energy you had when I was overweight and had to be in the doctor's office every other month, had that same thing when I go healthy and I didn't lose weight. You know what I mean? It's kind of antagonizing. It really is. It really is. Ms. Calandra?
Okay, so there's this myth that comes along with like plant-based dieting and like making sure you get enough protein. What do you say about the people that are interested in transitioning that are concerned about getting enough protein on a plant-based diet?
Yeah, so like I gave the first example, I said that we human beings with the gorilla, we share 99% of the same DNA, which means that our digestive tract are practically the same. But gorillas, they do not eat meat, but they still have all the protein requirement met. You look at the elephant, they don't eat meat. You look at the giraffe, the cow, the rhino, all of them, they don't eat meat. But where do they get their protein from?
Horses too. Horses don't eat meat.
Yes. But they still have all the protein requirement met. So, which means that you don't necessarily have to eat meat to have your protein. And that's why, for example, for the past 9 years, I've not had any animal product and I'm not protein deficient, because you can still have all the protein from the food that you eat. For example, if you look at 100 grams of meat, there's 26 grams of protein. And when you look at 100 grams of beans, there's 21 grams of protein. So people need to know that even when you eat all the legumes like beans, lentils, chickpeas, tofu, all of them, they are full of protein. Okay. So you will never suffer from protein deficiency. It's impossible if you eat all this food, because they've got protein as well. It's just the mainstream media to basically try to convince people that they need to eat meat and all that. It's been spread that you can only have all this protein from animal product, which is completely false. If that was the case, I would be already protein deficient, because for the past 9 years, I've not had any animal product and I'm still functioning correctly.
Nice.
And what do you say about protein powder?
Personally, I don't use that, but people, if they still want that, they can still use this protein powder. But personally, I don't use that.
Okay.
Would you say, are there any mental health benefits associated with a plant-based diet?
Definitely, because when you look, for example, at for people who eat a lot of animal product, you will see that animal product have got no fiber and they create constipation. And you will see that there are some people can spend 3 days, 4 days, even a week without going to the toilet. And what will happen is that all the fecal matter, all the toxins will be reabsorbed into the bloodstream. And that's why a lot of people will start suffering from high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer, Parkinson, and all the mental illnesses. Because when you look at all the foul blood which circulate inside the system, this same blood will go to your brain, and this will create can create a lot of mental illnesses. And what people need to understand is that when you eat fruit, vegetables, legumes, grain nuts, and seeds, it's your body, the body will not have to have all these things. And what, like I said before, all the fruit, vegetables, they've got lots of fiber. They will clean your GI tract. Basically, it's impossible to suffer from constipation if you eat a plant-based nutrition. And you can see that all these diseases can be easily eliminated. And what people need to understand as well is that all the fiber that this food have got, the antioxidant, the probiotics, the complex carbohydrate, all these will reduce the symptoms of depression and stuff like that. So yes, the plant-based nutrition can really reduce all these mental illnesses.
I see. Okay. Is your whole household plant-based?
Yes.
They are. Okay. Okay. Was that difficult getting them to transition?
Yeah, so what's happened is that for me, when I told them that I was going to change, I said I'm not going to force anybody to change. But 2 weeks after me changing, my wife saw that everything was going fine with me, and she said that she was going to do that as well. Okay. And then after a month, we sat our kids and we told them that, okay, we all going to go vegan. And basically they were very, very unhappy. But today they thank me for that, because, for example, I've got my son. He had eczema for 11 years. We saw doctors, they prescribed all sorts of creams, but there were no changes. But when we adopted this plant-based nutrition, it only took 2 weeks for his entire eczema to disappear completely.
Wow.
So 11 years on medication,
versus 2
no
weeks.
changes, versus 2 weeks.
Right. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Another question. So when you guys go out like to dine, to eat, like, or if you've been invited out to like different events, like how do you guys handle that?
Yeah. So for example, if I have to go to a party, usually in most parties you will see some kind of salad.
Okay.
Usually you've got some salad, so that's what I will usually have.
Okay.
But if I have to go to, for example, friends or family members, in advance they will ask me, okay, Olivier, what do you want to eat? And I will tell them, okay, this is what I would like to eat and stuff like that. But sometimes if I don't find what I have to eat, I just stay hungry. For example, I remember in August last year, I went to Belgium to one of my cousins because his son was getting married. And I arrived at his house, and unfortunately, there were nothing for me to eat, and I just didn't eat. So, yeah.
So discipline is key.
Mhm.
Sounds like
Yeah.
seriously. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a favorite plant-based recipe or dish?
The favorite, I will say, it's plantain bananas with cassava leaves with tofu, with fried tofu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have plantains and tofu. What was that other one?
Cassava leaves.
Cassava leaves? I don't know about that one.
This is purely from Africa.
Oh, okay. Well, we
Yeah.
got the tofu and the plantains though, because I eat plantains, but I dozen them up with the cinnamon, brown sugar. Yeah. So
Yeah, love. Okay. What do you see as the future of plant-based eating?
Yeah, what I can see is that, for example, when I started this plant-based nutrition at that time, there were less people who were really informed about that. But now I think a lot of people are getting informed. A lot of people are starting to know that by adopting a plant-based nutrition, by eating the food biologically designed for the human mechanism, the food that you see in nature, this gives you a really, really good health. And for example, when you look at people who live in the blue zones, like Okinawa, like in Costa Rica, in Italy, in Greece, you will see that there are a lot of people who live over 100 years old. And you will see that the common denominator is that they eat a lot of plant-based food. Yes, they eat a little bit of animal product, but most of the bulk of the food is plant-based. And a lot of people are starting to recognize that by eating plant-based nutrition, you're going to have a very long life. And I really think that people will start really, really embrace this plant-based nutrition. And in the coming years, a lot of more people will start doing that. And even when you look at the, when I started this plant-based nutrition, there were less plant-based food, less. But now you can see more and more coming into the market. So I really think that this will evolve in a really positive way.
That's good. But if someone wants to learn more, wants to reach out to you, how can they do that?
Yeah, so first of all, what I will do is I would like to give your viewers or your listeners my 7 tips to lose weight, which are the same exact 7 tips that I've used myself to lose all this weight. I would like to give them free of charge so that they can start their weight loss journey. So I'll give you the link so you can put that maybe in the show notes.
Yes.
And people can also, if they want, they can buy my book, which is The Plant-Based Nutrition, How It's Going to Change Your Life, which is available on Amazon. Or they can go on my website, which is oliviermancondo.com, oliviermancondo.com. Over there, it's cheaper, and they can get 4 more bonuses. And for people who would like to dive deeper, they can book a discovery call with me. On the discovery call, we're going to look at the current lifestyle, what they eat, where they got stuck, how long for. We're going to look at all these things. And I'm going to introduce to them my 3-step weight loss and wellness program to show them that it's possible to really reverse all the chronic diseases and to be able to lose the weight. And we're going to see if there's a good fit, then there will
Okay.
be an opportunity for us to work together. So basically, that's why people can get me. They can also, I've got a YouTube channel, I've got a TikTok channel, so people can get hold of me at these places.
Okay. Okay. What does it look like if one is deciding to work with you? If you think they think it's a good fit, you think it's a good fit. What does that look like? What does a program like that look like working with you?
Yeah. So basically, my program is a 16 one-on-one coaching program. So
Okay.
for 16 weeks, we're going to work together. We're going to have a 9 coaching session, because every 2 weeks we're going to have a coaching session. And in the meantime, I will give them access to my website, where they will have videos, or a lot of stuff that they can, where they will learn about the plant-based nutrition, and to really make the plant-based nutrition a success for an entire year. I will give them my personal WhatsApp number, so that they can contact me at any time if they've got questions, if they maybe have some cravings and they would like to have someone who can be there for them. Basically, that would give them my personal WhatsApp number for 12 months. I will be able to guide them and stuff like that. So that's how it's going to look like.
Okay. Sounds good. I think I can go on with questions for days on that. But we'll go ahead and we'll cut it there. You have been great, and you have given us a lot of information.
You
So we
have.
thank
We
you.
do
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
that,
you.
and thank you for
Thank you.
educating.
Yeah.
Thank you for educating our viewers today. So we're gonna let you go, and
Until next time.
there is strength in sisterhood.
And supporting sisterhood.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.